It's Wednesday, August 13th. In the headlines, the People's National Party launches a 10-point manifesto aimed at building a more inclusive and prosperous nation. 3 debates set for candidates in the general election. In business news, a multi-story hotel for Montego Bay. Regionally, Barbados launches instant payment platform. And in sports, West Indies' historic win in one-day international series against Pakistan. This is the news on PBC Jamaica. I'm Simone Absalom Gale. The opposition People's National Party is promising a bold new vision for Jamaica's future. On Tuesday evening, the PNP unveiled its 2025 election manifesto, laying out a 10-pillar plan aimed at building what it calls a more inclusive and prosperous nation. Speaking at the launch event at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel in New Kingston, PNP President Mark Golding said, while the country has experienced macroeconomic growth, people are being left behind.
While the macroeconomic numbers have improved steadily since 2013, due to bipartisan commitment to a sustained program of fiscal reforms, the daily reality faced by our people is very different. Wages cannot stretch. Prices rise daily. Public services are substandard. Young people have too few opportunities. And communities across our country are trapped in poverty, crime, and neglect.
He says the PNP has a plan for a new chapter, and he introduced a manifesto titled Mission Jamaica Love, a people's pledge to the country. He says the manifesto is built on 10 key pillars that will guide the party's approach to national development. Pillars that together spell the words Jamaica Love.
Justice for all, access to quality education, modern infrastructure, agriculture and food security, innovation and industry, care for the vulnerable, accountability in governance, land and housing, opportunity for youth, violence prevention, and environmental resilience.
Mr. Golding describes the PNP's plan as a roadmap for change.
These pillars are a compass. They will guide us to invest in people, close the gaps between uptown and downtown, between tourism zones and rural parishes, between the well-connected few who thrive while the majority feel neglected and dejected.
Mr. Golding also pledged that a future PNP government would maintain economic stability while tackling corruption and driving inclusive, sustainable growth. With the general election just weeks away, voters can look forward to hearing directly from the country's political leaders. Chairman of the Jamaica Debates Commission, Brian Schmidt, says both the ruling Jamaica Labour Party and the opposition People's National Party have agreed to participate in 3 national debates ahead of the September 3rd general election. Schmidt says the Commission has already proposed possible dates for the debates to both parties. The PNP has responded, while the Commission is still awaiting a reply from the JLP. Once both parties agree on the schedule, Schmidt says the official dates will be shared with the public. To enhance efficiency and security in the upcoming general election, Jamaica's electoral office is implementing new technologies, including a sophisticated biometric cross-matching system. Marlon Samuels has the details.
The Electoral Office of Jamaica, EOJ, has embraced the use of technology to streamline and secure the electoral process. A key initiative is the use of the Electronic Voter Identification System, or EVIS. This system is designed to quickly and accurately verify the identity of voters.
Unfortunately, because of the cost, it is only limited to a small amount of constituencies. I think we're looking at about 7 constituencies. What will happen this time, we have upgraded that system. In the past, the system was just based on your fingerprint. We have gone beyond that. We have a new system in place, more manageable in terms of the technology and the equipment that we use. So we're not going to just use your fingerprint, but we're going to do, the system allows us to use facial recognition. So there's an improvement, and we continue to focus on that, certainly in terms of operation that we have in terms of what we do in terms of the printing of our ballots, etc., etc. A significant amount of that is now automated and mechanized.
In addition to EVIS, the EOJ has acquired a sophisticated biometric system. This technology allows for rapid cross-matching of an individual's fingerprint against the entire voter database, which comprises over 2.5 million records. The system allows for detection and prevention of multiple voting. Recognizing the increasing threat of cyber attacks, the EOJ has implemented robust security measures to protect its systems and data.
Certainly, we have put in a department, a unit that focused on that aspect of what we do, and therefore we continue to put the necessary facilities in place to prevent any sort of, not necessarily to prevent, but ensure that to reduce the ability for somebody to attack us and to find an attack to take place. And certainly in terms of our staff, we have a continuous training program to sensitize them to be aware of some of the issues that relates to that particular subject matter.
The introduction of EVIS and enhanced biometrics marks a significant step in modernizing Jamaica's electoral system. While cost remains a factor in widespread EVIS deployment, the EOJ's commitment to leveraging technology for a more secure election is clear, potentially paving the way for further technological integration in future polls. For the news on PBCJ, I am Marlon Samuels.
The Ministry of Education says preparations are in high gear for the reopening of schools in September for the 2025-2026 academic year. The announcement came from Permanent Secretary Dr. Cassandra Troop, who outlined major investments in infrastructure, furniture, and learning resources. Our reporter, Denita Rodney, has the details.
Speaking at a JIS think tank on Tuesday, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Dr. Cassandra Troop, said the ministry is taking a data-driven, child-centered approach to ensure every student returns to a safe and well-equipped learning environment.
And where the students are not performing, we will use that data to intervene early. We will move into a school if we see that too many students in a school failing. And we will be working again with the teachers to figure out what's going on, what's not going right. So we have trackers, we have pointers. Every 6 weeks, we'll be touching in our internal assessments to make sure that what we have asked to be done, that is being done. Of course, there will be frequent visits from our education officers, right? We're not waiting. We are deliberate, we are intentional.
Infrastructure upgrades are a top priority. Dr. Cassandra says the maintenance budget has jumped from $450 million to $628 million, allowing repairs and upgrades at 202 schools across the island.
But this year, the minister, through our advocacy, we got an increase in our maintenance budget. So we are spending $628 million, up from $450 million. For maintenance work, for critical repairs, and 202 schools will be impacted this year.
Dr. Troop says principals have been kept up to date on the projects, with assurances from contractors and technical experts that resources will be delivered on time.
Many of our small projects have started, and I want to commit that all our projects will be ready and completed by the start of the new academic year. I've gotten the assurance of my technical director, and we are assured that the resources will be paid out on time. And so, school principals, you have been aware already of what we are committing. And so we are advising you that the work is being done. We are in communication with our school principals and our regional teams, and we are going to commit publicly to the completion of the works. I'm saying publicly because my technical team members are here and they know my heart. So we have to make sure that this is done.
The ministry says all upgrades and repairs should be completed in time for the September start, ensuring a smooth reopening for students and teachers alike.
Time now for the business report with Denise Williams.
Welcome to today's business report. I'm Denise Williams, here to bring you the stories shaping the financial world and guiding your journey to smarter business decisions. Let's dive into the top headlines. Mexican hospitality company Palace Resorts plans to invest US $700 million into the 1,200-room, 33-story Moon Palace The Grand in Montego Bay. When completed, Moon Palace The Grand will employ 3,000 people to take care of 1,200 luxurious suites, including overwater bungalows. The resort will offer guest amenities, including over 13 specialty restaurants, a unique water park, and the largest spa in the country. The Mexican family investment will also provide 500 staff apartments on 28 acres of land opposite the resort. Cottage industries would be established among the communities of Lilliput, Barretttown, Grange Pen, Rhine Park, and Spot Valley, where citizens will be involved in making sheets, pillowcases, blankets, and towels, candles, and sundry other items to meet the needs of the tourism industry. Investors can look forward to passive income from listed companies. Pan Jamaica Group Limited has declared a second interim dividend of 1.75 cents per share, payable on September 23, 2025 to shareholders on record as at September 1, 2025. Elite Diagnostic Limited has declared a dividend of 1 cent per share, payable on October 10, 2025 to shareholders on record as at September 19, 2025. Several corporate entities have announced executive changes. Honeybun 1982 Limited has advised of the appointment of Mr. Daniel Chong as Chief Executive Officer effective October 1, 2025. Edufocal Limited has advised that Mr. Mark Green has tendered his resignation as Chief Operating Officer effective August 31, 2025. And Massey Holdings Limited has advised that Mr. David Alfonso, President and Group Chief Executive Officer, will retire from the company and its Board of Directors effective September 30, 2025. Massey has further advised that Mr. James McLetchie, Executive Vice President and Deputy Chief Executive Officer, will replace Mr. Alfonso. JMMB Group Limited has advised that effective August 4, 2025, Mr. Damien Hilton has been appointed Group Chief Payments and Solutions Officer. For the trading period ending August 12, 2025, these were the most actively traded stocks. Toll road operator Trans-Jamaica Highway Limited with 2,092,096 units traded, representing 30.10% of market sales volume. Alternative energy provider Wigton Energy Limited with 967,739 units traded, representing 13.92% of market sales volume. Entertainment and gaming provider Supreme Ventures Limited, with 634,681 units traded, representing 9.13% of market sales volume. We now shift our focus to the Forex market rate set by the Bank of Jamaica. On August 12, 2025, the Bank of Jamaica reported US $48.45 million purchased and US $61.41 million sold by Forex traders. Forex traders earned $2.19 per dollar, selling the US at $161.31 and buying the US at $159.12. The Canadian dollar netted Forex traders $1.32 per transaction, with selling at $117.17 and buying at $115.85. The British pound yielded Forex traders $1.37 in profit, with selling at $217.30 and buying at $215.93. For our credit report tip of the day, if your credit is strong, you're sitting on buying power, and it's time to use it. Every month you delay, opportunities to own income-producing assets pass to someone else. Stop parking your financial strength in good standing status and start converting it into property deeds, business ownership, and investments that pay you back. Creditworthiness is your launch pad. Ownership is the mission. And that wraps up today's business report. I'm Denise Williams, reminding you that every financial decision is a step toward your future. Until next time, stay focused, stay informed, and keep striving for success. See you soon.
In regional news, the World Bank says the Caribbean is falling behind the rest of the world in adopting instant payment systems, but Barbados is making moves to change that. Speaking at the launch of the Central Bank of Barbados' new National Instant Payment Platform, BIMPay, Senior Financial Sector Specialist Nicholas Smith says fast payments have transformed lives in about 120 countries.
Why this matters is not just to keep up with the Joneses, is because of the issues that the video and the governor highlighted. You know, not having these systems makes life more difficult, right? Basic transactions. I mean, I won't call out my taxi driver here, but I do look forward to my future visits not having to go to the Hilton and withdraw cash every time I'm here. I don't stay at the Hilton for the record. You know, it's an extra trip, right? And that's just for my quick visit.
The new system will allow people, businesses, and government agencies to send and receive money in 10 seconds, even between different banks. Central Bank Governor Dr. Kevin Greenidge says it's not about replacing cash. It's about giving people more choices.
For me, I will say we are providing you with choice. Choice. Now, you can go to the bank, a financial institution, you can do transactions online, you can do transactions in the branch, you can do everything, you can do cash. All those options remain. But we introduce a third option where you can do everything by just a mobile device, your computer, your phone, on the go instantly. So then as a consumer, you have a choice. You can go if you want to, or you can take a faster route. So it's by providing choice. That's what we are doing in a nutshell.
Dr. Greenidge says BIMPay will lower costs for financial institutions and open the market to more competition, ultimately benefiting consumers. He says it will be secure, available 24/7, and supported by a public education campaign before its rollout later this year.
And just the digital revolution that this will bring, in itself, reduce costs across the board. And so we expect to see those savings being passed on and it allows more players now to enter, as I said earlier. Again, more players, my brother here, would tell you competition means they're going to get even more creative, financial institutions, in the products they offer, because now you have many choices. Yeah? And so it makes it quite easy.
BIMPay is expected to roll out later this year, putting Barbados among the leaders in the region's push for digital payments. In a deal, Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar is calling a momentous development for the country's energy sector. Trinidad and Tobago has signed a multi-million-dollar production sharing contract with ExxonMobil. The agreement gives the energy giant rights to explore 7 ultra-deepwater blocks off the east coast, marking ExxonMobil's return after more than 2 decades.
The signing of the production sharing contract with ExxonMobil for Block TTUD-1 sees the energy giant return to Trinidad and Tobago after an absence of 22 years. Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar described the event as a momentous development in TNT's energy sector.
It is estimated that ExxonMobil will incur expenditure of an estimated US $42.5 million in the mandatory first phase of this project. That is no small amount of money, and it's in hard currency, US dollars. With success, I am told the projected development could cost between US $16.4 million and US $21.7 billion. Billion.
Mrs. Persad-Bissessar declared TNT's energy sector open for business as investor confidence from global majors remains strong. To ensure there is strong momentum in exploration across all domains, including deep water, shallow water and onshore, the Prime Minister has given a mandate to the Ministry of Energy and Energy Industries.
Accelerate the responsible exploration of unexplored land and marine acreages. Continuously improve acreage award processes and undertake a comprehensive review of the oil and gas taxation regime to ensure TNT remains an internationally competitive hydrocarbon province.
Mrs. Persad-Bissessar said the government's principle is simple. Investment goes where it is welcomed and stays where it is well treated. In that vein, the Prime Minister said the government will maintain an attractive fiscal framework, enhance operational efficiency, reduce production costs, and streamline regulatory oversight.
Remove administrative bottlenecks. This is what I was saying to you. Remove the administrative bottlenecks. A piece of paper from one desk to another takes 2 months. That can't be real. We don't have paper anymore. We're on these devices in 1 second. You're just one WhatsApp away. No longer from paper to desk. We can get it to happen. Remove bottlenecks. Modernize licensing and approvals. Again, AG and the team, legally we need to look at that. Clarify legal frameworks. Improve transparency at every stage of the value chain.
Block Trinidad and Tobago Ultra Deep 1 is located off Trinidad and Tobago's east coast.
Antigua and Barbuda's port manager, Darwin Telemack, says the country's green energy push aims to inspire change across the Caribbean. The port is working with international agencies to meet the International Maritime Organization's clean fuel standards. Elisha George reports.
Imagine we could replace Sol, Exxon, or BP. That would be a heck of an achievement.
Antigua and Barbuda's port manager Darwin Telemack is hoping that the port's drive to transition from the use of fossil fuels will serve as encouragement and a catalyst to countries across the Caribbean region. The country is working to meet new International Maritime Organization rules that require ships to operate on cleaner fuels. However, the transition comes with several challenges, especially for small island developing states.
It is fearful for some of us. I mean, there's some ports that have been hurt by this whole green strategy. Haiti has had some pressure. St. Kitts has seen some pressure. There are ports that have lost carriage, tonnage, because of the carbon intensity index measurement and some of the regulations the IMO has put in. And so to begin to see new options coming around like this was something that we hope that can be useful to the broader region.
Over the years, Antigua and Barbuda has been upgrading its port facilities, preparing to meet these standards and positioning itself as a maritime leader in the Caribbean.
One of the advantages in our port is that we are not encumbered by cities and streets. We are still an emerging space. We are a virgin environment. We can fill in some of the ocean around us. We can build what we need to facilitate that sort of activity. So if that's necessary, we hope to find the funding to do that. But if there is that uptake and that demand, then the other pieces become academic. They will show up.
One major challenge for other islands is space. Many ports are close to cities with little room to expand, and retrofitting for new energy systems can be costly and complicated. But for those who can make immediate change, Telemac says they should be excited about the possibilities.
We're not just looking at Antigua. We want to see this regionalized, and we'll be taking this to as many ports around the Caribbean who are interested. And we'll be hoping that some of my colleague port managers would be open and prepared to do so.
Telemac says the Caribbean is well positioned to scale up by taking advantage of the cruise shipping sector. By offering alternative fuels to the cruise industry, Caribbean ports could not only reduce emissions, but also create new revenue streams, even exporting renewable energy in the future.
In sports, we lead with cricket. Jaden Seals delivered a sensational bowling performance to guide the West Indies to a commanding 202-run win over Pakistan in the decisive third one-day international at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy on Tuesday, securing the hosts' first one-day international series victory over Pakistan in over 3 decades. Seals tore through the Pakistan top order with a career-best 6 for 18 as the visitors collapsed just 92 all-out in response to the West Indies' imposing total of 294 for 6. His fiery opening spell saw him dismiss 2 Pakistanians within the first 3 overs, reducing Pakistan to 8 for 3 and effectively ending the contest before it began. Captain Shai Hope earlier anchored the West Indies innings with a superb unbeaten century, finishing on 120 not out with 10 fours and 5 sixes, completing his 18th one-day international century. The 2-1 series triumph is a much-needed boost for the West Indies, who had endured a tough summer following a heavy test and T20 series defeats to Australia. It also marks their first ODI series win over Pakistan since 1991, providing a moral-lifting finish to the home campaign. Trinidad and Tobago missed out on promotion to the Davis Cup Group 3 after succumbing to the Bahamas 2-0 at the National Racquet Center in Tacarigua on Saturday. We have the details in this report.
National team tennis, as many enjoy, took center stage last week as Trinidad and Tobago hosted the Americas Group 4 of the Davis Cup, culminating in the playoff for promotion on Saturday. The hosts progressed out of Group A in second place, facing Guatemala, the U.S. Virgin Islands, Haiti, and St. Lucia, while Pool B included Cuba, Antigua and Barbuda, Panama, Suriname, and the eventual winners, the Bahamas. Guatemala won Group A and then beat Cuba 2-0 to advance to Group 3. The most southerly island of the Caribbean versus the most northerly island met for the other promotion spot. We were there to witness TNT's Cameron McIntosh Ross in black face off against Dante Ambrista of the Bahamas in Saturday's final. McIntosh Ross managed some good winners, but still trailed the more consistent lefty who took the first set 6-3. The Bahamian carried the momentum into the second set, taking a 2-1 advantage. Credit to Cameron for maintaining that fight, as displayed with this rally, which got the coaches and local fans cheering. It wouldn't be enough though, as Ambrista managed to clinch the second set 6-3 as well to earn the 2-set win. Vaughan Wilson also went under in 2 straight sets to his Bahamian opponent. So the Bahamas and Guatemala advanced to Group 3 of the Davis Cup Americas.
And that's the news on PBCJ. Pleasant viewing.